Welcome to the English Gym. I'm JC, and today I'm going to take you through the teachers section of the website. First, you'll need to go to EnglishGymJapan.com and log in. If you haven't become a member yet, please register and you should get approved as soon as I get the notification. On the home screen, you'll see a section for students to enter, and below that there is information mainly for teachers. Here's the registration link and a link to the teacher's site. You can also get to the teacher's site from the menu at the top here. Just to point out, there are animated tutorials for a typical lesson run-through here, so you might want to check those out if you haven't used the English Gym before. And of course, all the audio tracks are on the home page. You can play directly from the website or download if you like.
Unit 1. Getting to know you.
Okay, so let's go to the teachers page and see what we've got. You'll need to log in and then you'll be brought here. I think of the teachers page as a kind of toolbox for teachers where there are a lot of useful resources that can be accessed by just clicking on a button. The website is especially useful if you are projecting it in the classroom on a large screen, or great for online lessons where you are sharing your screen. At the top, you'll see two timers. One is a stopwatch and the other is a countdown timer. These are actually just links to a website, timeanddate.com. It can be very useful for getting students to finish up working on an assignment within a certain amount of time. Just below that, you'll see a little radio. This is a link to various YouTube playlists. These are just songs that I think will help motivate students. They are mostly pop, rock, DJ mixes, instrumental, and at the bottom, some movie tracks. I'll often play some background music while students are having conversations. Not too loud, but just enough so that they are not so self-conscious about talking. Kind of like having a conversation in a cafe as opposed to in a library. The students will feel much more relaxed. I'll play the Darth Vader theme song when I'm handing out tests, just for kicks. There's Indie Jones and some others, which can be fun. The next section is probably the most useful and most simple. It is just a web-based PDF version of the textbook. And if you are projecting this on a large screen in the classroom, it can have a significant impact, especially compared to just holding up the textbook and pointing somewhere with your finger. So, I use this all the time. This is just the units 1 through 20, and this is the answer key. The answer key saves teachers a lot of time because they don't need to write anything on the board. Just zoom in and slowly scroll down when going over the answers. Really nice for students too when they need to write something down. We also have the first section of the textbook, which has a message to the students and teachers, table of contents, classroom English, and the full teacher's manual. If you are new to the English Gym, please check out the manual from page 10. This might be especially useful during the first class of the term. It makes it easy to explain things by using the PDF as a visual aid. And the last part is the back of the book, which includes the communication crossword puzzles. This is an activity that students really enjoy doing. In fact, it might be some students' favorite activity. There's a full explanation on page 98. I'll usually project this page on the screen when doing the puzzles for the first time. But basically, it's kind of like the game Taboo, where students cannot say the answer word, but they need to describe it to their partner. So, student A has the answer word list for student B, and vice versa. The puzzle themes correlate to the unit topics. There is an example puzzle that is designed for the teacher to give hints and all the students try to guess the answers. That's on the next page. Students use page 99 and the teacher uses page 120. The theme for this puzzle is actually Classroom English. Personally, I use this as a review for Classroom English after the students come back from summer break. But if you get a chance to use the communication puzzles, please do. Your students will love you for it. On pages 121 to 124, you'll find translations of all the interview questions. This can be very handy for lower level students. So, if they need this kind of support, you can direct them to these pages or just project it on the screen when the students are having their conversations. There is a sample syllabus on page 125. The English Gym is designed with a standard Japanese academic calendar in mind. Unit 1 actually stretches over the first 2 weeks. This allows time for a detailed explanation of the curriculum and also gives students and teachers enough time to go over each section of the unit without having to rush. Unit 1 can be downloaded and printed if your students have not purchased the textbook. Actually, Units 1, 2, 3, and 11, Summer Vacation, can all be downloaded and printed. The English Gym has useful guidelines on conversation testing and presentations. These can be found in the textbook from page 126. I won't go into details here in this video, but you can read all about it in the textbook if you like. Okay, let's get back to the website. There are various links here, advice for students about conversation tests, tests and quizzes, presentations, nameplates if you want to use those in your classes, and rock, paper, scissors, the quintessential way for students to decide anything in Japan is here, in English. Again, just project these as necessary in your class. Quizlet. Any Quizlet users out there? It's a great flashcard type of study system. We have study sets for each unit of the English Gym. Students can navigate here by clicking on the Students page, then Study Vocabulary, and again Study Vocabulary for the English Gym. They don't need to register or sign up, but they can if they want. And they will see all the units here. If students study using Quizlet, it will help them improve their quiz scores. The flashcards in Quizlet have the terms in English and the definition also in English. In the textbook, there are translated definitions, English to Japanese, but the quizzes for the English Gym have no Japanese. So students should use Quizlet flashcards to help them study. Teachers should join the English Gym Quizlet class so that you can administer Quizlet live games in class. If you are unfamiliar with Quizlet or Quizlet Live, check out the links in the website. When you join Quizlet, make sure you join as a teacher and not as a student. You can always change your account type in the settings menu. Just check the teacher box. It's free, you don't have to pay anything. Quizlet Live is basically a race between teams, matching terms with definitions. It can be very exciting, and my students always enjoy this activity. You can find out more on the English Gym website. Kahoot. This is one of my favorite ways to engage students. If you click here, teachers will have access to Kahoot games for each unit. Kahoots are basically quiz games where the fastest correct answers are rewarded the most. Teachers will need to register with Kahoot to host the games, but it is free and mostly painless. So just click on the unit you want to host for the quiz game, log in, hit play, then teach, and start the live quiz game. Please read through the instructions on the Kahoot website if you need help. Kahoots are a great way to end your lessons. You can also assign Kahoots as homework. For my online classes, I have been assigning Kahoot challenges for all my classes. Just click on play, then assign, and follow the instructions. You can check out the reports for the assignments to see how well your students performed. The last part of the teacher's page links to tests and quizzes. There are basically two versions, paper and online. The content is exactly the same. Let's check out the paper tests and quizzes. There are midterm and final tests every 5 units. You can choose to download and print either a PDF or Word document. The Word document is useful if you want to make any edits for yourself. pretty straightforward to use, no fancy software necessary. Tests are 50 questions and take about 30 minutes. There are 10-question quizzes for each unit, about 5 minutes. I usually administer these at the beginning of class, again, Word and PDF versions. For online tests, we use TestMoz. If you are interested in using this system, please send me a message and I will set you up with an account. But basically, students use their phone or computer to do the tests, and the teacher can access the data immediately and input the information into their gradebooks. Here are samples of what the quiz interface looks like. Okay, finally, Google Forms. In 2020, since most classes migrated to online, we made Google Forms for each unit of the English gym. You'll need to click on the Online Self-Study tab to navigate to this section. Students and teachers can download units 1 to 3 here. There are some PowerPoint guides for teachers or PDF versions as well. And here you will find some information about the Google Forms. These forms can be very useful if you are doing online classes, but even if you are doing regular face-to-face lessons, the Google Forms can be used as a pre-task or post-task activity. I really think that your students will benefit from doing the Google Forms. Personally, I think they work really well as a pre-task activity to be completed before the lesson. And if you are using Google Classroom, it is really convenient to use the Import Grades function. I highly recommend it. That's all for this video. I hope it was of some help. Please feel free to contact me with any questions, comments, or suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. Take care and have fun teaching.